Good evening. My name is Tom Rayom, Chairman of the Public Works Committee. And with that, I'm going to call the meeting to order. We're in City Hall in first floor conference room on Tuesday, June 2nd at 6:20. We're starting the meeting. With that, I'll go around the room for the people here to introduce themselves.
Stephen Kolth, Alderman, 5th District, Wisconsin Rapids.
Scott Kellogg, Alderman, 3rd District.
Joe Eichstead, interim city engineer.
Terry Dolan, 8th District Alderperson.
Okay, item 2, and that's review and consider approval of the 2016 public hearing rates and 2015 rates to the owners. Joe?
So in the packet, I've attached the public hearing rates that are proposed. Every spring, just a little background, every spring, about this time of year, right after we get the contracts back for all of our projects, we go through and take a look at what the new rates should be. The other document I provided kind of explains the how some of the items are calculated. Sanitary sewer and water main are mainly just for extensions. So reconstruction costs, like recently most of our projects have been reconstruction projects. Those costs wouldn't factor in. They'd be for like new main extensions, such as like 29th or 30th Street when we did those. Brand new stuff. That's what these rates are for. So it's a three-year average for those. I can go down the list if you'd like an explanation of them, kind of how they're set, or
Sure.
Okay.
the sanitary laterals and the water services. Those are derived by their estimated costs. So we go through our current labor rates and rental rates and check material prices to come up with those. The way that it's accounted for is all of the, like say sanitary, the sanitary main and the sanitary lateral are all charged to one account. And so as long as the rates that go to the property owners are less than what the city's expended, the city can't make money off of these, so we just verify that they're in fact less than that. Moving down the list, all of the concrete items, the curb and gutter, sidewalk, driveway approaches, all those items are set based upon the contracts for the bids that came in for this year. So took a look at those. There's a slight increase there. If there was a small decrease, we left them at 0%. And again, as long as we don't make money, we charge out what's the cost, the actual cost. Temporary street surfacing, overlay street surfacing, those are rarely used. They might get used for like an alley or kind of a substandard width local road.
I had a question. What's that overlay? What's the overlay?
An overlay would just, it'd be a new, the surface that's there just gets overlaid with new asphalt.
Okay, it's not where you spray with tar and then stone?
No.
Okay, what's that called?
That would be a chip seal.
Chips, okay.
Permanent street surfacing, that's based upon last year's pricing. It's a 1% increase, so not much of an increase there. Saw cutting and asphalt removal, there's a big drop in the asphalt removal price. These were also based on the current bid pricing. I think what happened, looking back at last year's rates and the year before, I think there must have been a unit conversion issue. We don't really use that item very often either. It's not a normal. They're on here for rates, but we don't usually charge those out. But and then there's a few on the bottom here. New asphalt surfacing with base course. They proposing a 10% increase for those. They haven't been changed since 2011. Again, these are These would be used if, in special instances, say somebody has to replace their sanitary lateral and they want the city to put the street back. You know, we would do a waiver public hearing where they would say, you know, they'd agree to this pricing and this big a patch sort of thing, and to put the street back together. Sidewalk grinding went up a little bit. I think that almost 20% increase was primarily due to rental rates for the equipment. The grinder rate went up, and so that's where that, I think the previous year's rate was.
Do you know, Joe, about how much of the grinding we do?
Not too much.
I didn't think so.
It's mainly with the sidewalk maintenance. It gets proposed to the property owners that have, you know, have defective sidewalk, that, hey, this is an option for you. It's a cheaper option. You know, it's offered, so that would be an opportunity at that point. It's not, they haven't, they've been looking around for other communities to use a different sort of grinder. The one we have is pretty rough, it's pretty coarse. And like Marshfield, they're whatever they use, it's a nice clean cut.
Yeah.
And so they've been kind of looking around for that. I think it might be used a little bit more often if we could get something that would get a little better finish to it.
We just started it. I think it's a great savings for the, you know, homeowner, rather than ripping out all that concrete and replacing it.
Yep.
You said rental though. Do we own the machine?
Yeah, we own it, but we have rental rates.
Oh.
It's depreciated equipment, so the rates are, I mean, they're just equipment rates, price per hour based upon
Okay.
their, how old they are and what their value is that's left. And
All right.
new rates get set every year, so based upon usage and sidewalk snow shoveling, that's no change there.
Any questions by anybody, comments or anything? All right. Okay. I suppose we'll have a motion to approve the,
Make a motion to accept item number 2 on the agenda. Or make a motion to accept rates as presented by Joe.
I'll second that. We have a motion and second to approve the rates as Joe presented to the committee. Any further discussion, anybody? Hearing none, committee will vote. All those in favor respond by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Item 3, review the proposed 2015 Public Works project schedule.
Can give you an update here, just kind of going from the top down the list. It is updated. There's a vertical red line that shows up on the schedule. That's represents today, kind of where we're at. So 17th Avenue North, that's now paved and open to traffic. We might have a little bit of restoration work out there yet, but primarily that project's complete. Chestnut Street, that is proposed to start sometime in July. Apple Street, we've got the city crews are currently working on the expressway, doing a little bit of concrete patching because some of the partial depths were loose, so it was kind of a safety hazard, so they jumped over there to fix those, but they'll be starting Apple Street this week yet. And that'll take about a month with the underground work there, and then the contractor will come in and work on the curb and gutter and asphalt and any grading that needs to be done. Klabine Court, that the curb and gutter is done out there, and as soon as the contracts are initiated for the paving, they'll be scheduled to get that paved. 7th Avenue North, all the underground work is complete, and curb and gutter will begin this week. And that'll probably take maybe a week and a half, depending on the weather, and then it'll be ready for paving after that. Safe roads to school, Washington Street sidewalk. All of the restoration work is primarily done out there. There's just a little bit of there's a couple large driveway patches that the city's responsible to for reinstalling, and so our crews are just trying to line up a contractor to come in and do those couple patches. Sidewalk on Clyde, that's been complete for a while now. There's on A Street, there's a mid-block, well, not mid-block, but right at Grove Street, there's a pedestrian crossing there. All the concrete work in the island is complete. We're just waiting on a parts supplier to get the equipment in, and as soon as that comes in, the contractor will get that, the lighting, pedestrian light installed. Concrete pavement patching on West Grand Avenue, west of 25th Avenue. That's just wrapping up. I don't believe they have it open yet, completely open. I think they just finished pouring out there the other day. Let's see. That pretty much is everything.
Is that 8th Street and Chestnut, is that the relining of the?
Is that that turn lane and all that?
Yeah, we were-
Yeah, there'll be a, they call it a positive offset left turns.
Yeah.
Is that, what,
And-
is that,
Yeah, that's that project.
and it's gonna be in October?
Yep,
right?
October. Yep, so that's still on schedule. So they're still proposing to start that this fall. I think they'll only be there for 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, why is it delayed to fall?
It falls into the DOT's bidding
Oh,
scheduling.
DOT?
So it gets bid out in August, and then it takes 4 to 6 weeks
Okay.
to get all the paperwork done.
Because it is a dangerous intersection, the sooner the better, as far as I'm
Yeah,
concerned.
it
Sure.
needs some work, doesn't it?
You know, making left turns, I'm just asking for it.
So it'll work out well with our other project.
It'd be good to get it before winter at least.
Yeah.
They'll be coming in right on the heels of us finishing up our portion of
Oh, yeah,
Chestnut
you're
Street.
gonna do the whole,
Yeah.
we got it. Okay.
Well, anybody have any questions or anything?
No.
Okay, it's kind of a small list compared to sometimes what
Yeah.
we go through in the summertime, so. Let's see, item 4, we review the referral list.
Can we take off number 21? I mean, the reason I say that is Joe wrote a letter to Chad Whirl, I guess in response to some of the people in his district were concerned about having lights in the alley put in by the city. And our policy is we just, we don't install lights for security reasons, just for safety of the roadway for pedestrians and so forth. And so I think that covers that. And if we do honor that request, then you're gonna have requests from other.
Who do you say no to?
Right. Now, I know
You
many,
know.
many people that have motion detector floodlights on their garages or
Mhm.
their home that would, you know, they have the responsibility if there's a
Oh,
concern
yeah.
to do that.
So, yeah. Yeah, I think we can too. I guess if there's something else comes before us, we can take care of it then, but
Yeah.
I think we can take it off.
Just where do you draw the line?
Yep.
We did honor one that the police chief requested a year ago in the downtown area because of safety,
Yeah.
some of the problems, but that's unique situation, so, okay.
We'll take off 21. Joe, what about the 15 there, the crushing contract? Where we?
There's still, I haven't heard anything from the street department yet.
Okay.
I think that as soon as I hear something from them, they wanted to get something done by, something in place before winter.
Yeah.
So we do have some time yet, but as soon as they're trying to get some inventory stuff set up for their pit before they bring this item, request permission. They want to look at some of their budget and financing and stuff, so.
What did you want with number 6?
Number 6, I think what, I've got that on there, I'm still working on it. It's primarily to take a look at, there was new proposals or new proposed routes, basically collector streets and different things to kind of complete the bike map and a little bit more fully. That was last year, and maybe midsummer, I think. And the street department had gone through and painted a bunch of them. They didn't get all of the symbols painted, or maybe even all the signage out there yet. So part of it is to kind of go back and see where we have left off, and then try to put a plan together and bring it to the committee to take a look at and see, like how much we can do every year, sort of thing, to
Timeline.
how long
Okay.
it's going to take to get it complete. And
Okay, well, let us know when you're ready with that, and we can put it on an agenda someday.
okay.
Anything, I guess, with number 10 then? And that's the parking lot.
That one, I just heard today that the Elks Club is still working on a proposal that they want to bring forth to the city. I don't know all the details of the proposal, but I believe they're working with an attorney to try to get something put together. I think their intent is to see if they can secure something with that parking lot there, so.
Okay.
They're primarily the only user.
Yep.
User of that lot that I'm
As long
aware
as
of, but.
As long as it's still moving along, I figured it
Yep.
would be, with the condition that's all in, so.
Just an update too on item 1. I checked with Nick Flanagan regarding the beautification committee, and they've been taking up the goose population control because they've got a pilot program started, I think, for Demons Park.
Yeah.
That's what they're proposing, to try something there. So I think they have some members from the Bird City that have
Yeah.
come to talk or
And
discuss that issue.
Master gardeners,
Okay.
certain vegetation and ideas that they're picking up.
So, okay.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Steve.
As long as we hit everything else, item number 9, could you kind of explain this future of A Street to me?
I'll let Joe have most of it, I guess, but
Okay.
I guess comments over the years that have been made, A Street is quite old. Is falling apart in places, and I think, my thing was, and I think others had looked at, how I took their discussion was, instead of trying to just patch here and patch there, could more be done at one time, so, Joe?
Yep, so they're with trying to figure out the future of A Street South. The city in the past has looked into the East Side Bypass as being an alternative route for A Street. However, even with looking at that, the condition of A Street and the age of it and its functionality, it's certainly still providing for the traffic that's out there, but it's kind of reaching with the driveways that are there and the amount of traffic and the condition of the street, it's kind of starting to reach its limit. And from our standpoint too, from engineering and kind of the public works side, the maintenance dollars that gets devoted and the type of maintenance that gets performed out there can start to change. We can, depending on what the future plan is for that connecting highway. So, if we can get not only the plan for that road, but the mayor's office sent a letter to the DOT requesting that information from them for all of the connecting highways in the city, so that we can start planning accordingly. Our maintenance activities would shift from, full depth patching, concrete patching, to something more temporary, maybe asphalt patching and that sort of thing. So not only to save money, but at some point, you'd be throwing throwing good money at bad. So that's kind of the intent with that, to try to figure it out. It's been a couple months now. We haven't heard back from them yet, but hopefully soon.
All right, thank you.
Anything else by anybody?
You-
Hearing none, I guess we're at item 5, and that's to adjourn.
Make a motion?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. Committee, all those in favor respond by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No opposed. The meeting is adjourned at 6:42.